Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, all praises, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai. Those are the true names of the Heavenly Father and the name of His only begotten Son in the Paleo Hebrew, right? It's Brother Washan, you're coming back with another quick exhortation. Also, I want to say peace to you so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians and the 12 tribes scattered abroad, right? God's chosen people, man, the Israelites, right? So this is just a quick exhortation for the nation to keep going, right? If you're going through hell, keep going. Keep it pushing. Don't stay down. Don't just roll over and let Satan continue to beat on you, man. No, get up and keep going, right? Because in this world, you're going to face a lot of tribulations. You're going to face adversity and trials, man. But it's about how you react, how you respond to adversity. What are you going to do, right? And then athletes talk about it all the time, man. What do you do in adversity? How do you respond to it? Do you just lay down and let the enemy take over, man, and just continue to put it on you, man? Or do you respond? Do you bounce back? Do you fight back? Do you overcome? That's what this walk is about. That's what this faith is about. And as so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, it doesn't matter if you're in the truth or if you're not. In the land of your enemies, in Babylon the Great, America, or wherever we are in this world, man, we're going to be oppressed. We're going to be persecuted. We're going to catch all types of hell, man. So you'd be better off, much better off, catching hell in the truth, where you know for a fact that there is a reward for doing what is right and pleasing unto the Lord, instead of you catching hell, right? And you gangbanging. Instead of you catching hell and you're a prostitute, instead of you catching hell and you're a fornicator and a whoremonger, right? You catching hell and you hate your brother, right? Because you're going to catch hell regardless, is what I'm trying to say. So you might as well catch hell and do what the Lord told you to do so that you can get a reward at the end. Because there is a reward, like it says in the book of Hebrews, chapter 11 and verse 6, that the Lord is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. There's no reward for being a gangster, man, for selling crack cocaine and heroin and methamphetamines to your people. There's no reward for that. The reward for that is death, man. There's no reward for being a prostitute, an OnlyFans model, an IG influencer. There's no reward for that but death. But there is a reward for those that diligently seek the Lord and keep his commandments, right? There is a reward for those that do that. So I'm encouraging brothers and sisters, man, because I know our people are going through it every single day, all around the world. Maybe it might be, bills. Maybe it might be spousal problems. Maybe it might be children, death in the family, sicknesses, illness, diseases, ailments, all type of things, man. Maybe you just got into a car accident, right? All type of things is bound to try to trip you up in your everyday walk. But it's about how you respond to it. How do you react to it? Where does your faith go whenever you're faced with adversity? That's the point of this lesson. And Lord willing, you're edified through the Spirit, right? But we're going to start out with the book of Exodus. Let's go to the book of Exodus chapter 20. And we're going to read verse 20, right? Exodus chapter 20, verse 20, and it reads, "And the people stood afar off, and Moses drew near unto the thick darkness where God was." Salakia, that's 21. This is Exodus 20 and 20. It reads, "And Moses said unto the people, Fear not, for the Most High is come to prove you, and that his fear may be before your faces, that ye sin not." So the Most High, every day, he's trying to prove us, man. He's trying to prove. And that word prove, it just means to test, right? So every day the Lord is testing us to see what we're going to do, all right? What we're going to do for the day. Are we going to serve the Lord this day? Or are we going to serve Satan, man, and his devices, these idols, the flesh, the desires of this wicked, corruptible body that we're in? Are we going to serve Yahweh Bashim Yahushai and the Spirit? Or are we going to serve the carnal man, the flesh, and what we want to do, what Satan wants us to do? So the Lord, he's proving us every day. And he said, let's read it again. And he said, "For God has come to prove you, and that his fear may be before your faces, that ye sin not." And all around us, man, the Most High is showing his judgments throughout the earth, which should instill fear in you, knowing that these very things can happen to you on any given day, man. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. the next second or the next minute is not guaranteed, man. Right? You see earthquakes where 50,000 people dying. You see tsunamis and hurricanes and flooding where tens of thousands of people's dying. You see world war on the rise where over there in the Near East you have hundreds of thousands of people's dying, man. Right? We're getting ready for nuclear war, man. All hell breaking loose in society. Right? That should pretty much strike fear in your spirit, understanding that I don't want to be on the wrong side of that. Right? There's a difference between you being afraid, meaning as far as you're scared of something, or you fearing the Lord by reverencing him and understanding that if you don't do what the Lord told you to do, then he's going to jack you up, man. Because he is the creator, the author of all things. And if he wants to take your candlestick, meaning your spirit, from you, he can do so at any given second, man. At any given second. So we got to understand that whatever you're going through right now is just the Lord trying you. He's proving you to see what you're going to do today, to see what you're going to do tomorrow, and however long you're here on this earth, man, until Yahushua comes back. Right? Let's get another precept, though. Salakia. Let's go to the book of Sirach, right? The classic, right? Sirach chapter 2 and verse 5. And it reads, "For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity." That is a super classic. It said that gold is tried in the fire, meaning it's proved in the fire, meaning you take some gold, right, that you find, you put it in the furnace, and what happens is the furnace, it burns off the impure metals from it, so that when it comes out, it's 100% gold, right? It's a precious metal, right? That's what it means. It's tried in fire, man. In the fire, it says, "and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity." So you have to go through adversity in order to be accepted by the Lord. You have to be proved. And once you're proved, once you go through that adversity, you overcome it, then you are accepted by the Lord. So whatever you're going through right now, it might be like, hey, I don't know, you just wrecked your vehicle. Now you don't have a way to work. Now you're going to be late on your car note. Now you're going to be late on your rent because you have no way to go to work. What do you do in that situation, right? What are you going to do in that situation? Are you going to try to get it on your own by your own means? Maybe have to do something wicked or off. Maybe you have to pick up extra shifts, break the Sabbath day, right? Maybe you have to sell a little green. Maybe you have to post a couple pics. What are you going to do in that situation? Well, the Lord tells you what you need to do. Let's keep reading. It says, "Believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way aright, and trust in him." Hey, that's all you got to do. Because the Lord, he told us, man, in the book of Matthew, the 6th chapter, that he already knows what you need, man. He knows that you need transportation. He knows that you need shelter and a roof over your head, right? He knows that you need food in your belly and clothes on your back. The Lord knows what you need. So you have to believe in him. And he's going to help you through that situation. And you endure that. You believe that he's going to help you. You endure whatever you're going through. And you might be in an even better situation than you was before you wrecked your car, man. Right? That's what you got to do. And you have to believe in that. Okay, I'm not even worried about it. The Lord going to take care of me. The Lord going to handle it. Because the Lord doesn't want to put you in that position in the first place. Understand that. All right, let's get another one. Let's go to Zechariah. This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 13, and verse 8. Another classic. Zechariah chapter 13 and verse 8. "And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein." This is going into the 2/3 of Israelites that's going to be killed because they did not want to serve the Lord. They didn't want to fall under the commandments and the obedience of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. They wanted to do their own thing. They wanted to serve the beast, man. They wanted to continue to be an American and live in the American dream, right? In which you have to be asleep to obtain it, right? But the Lord said, awake, right? He said it's high time to awake out of sleep, man. That's what you got to do as so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. You got to awake out of sleep and come back to your God. Because if you don't, you might end up being one of these 2/3 that's going to be cut off and die, right? He said, but the third shall be left therein. The third is those who do fall under God's commandments and his obedience, right? It says, and I will bring the third part, those that listen to God, through the fire and will refine them as silver is refined and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people. And they shall say, Yahweh is my God. You see that? So the 1/3 who are going to make it, they're going to go through the fire. This is twofold, meaning it has a double meaning, right? On one level, they're literally being taken through the fire because it's going to be fire and flames once America gets destroyed by nuclear missiles, man. And the 1/3 are going to make it through that. They're going to get beamed up through that. And then on a spiritual level, they're going through that fire and they're going to be perfected, refined through that fire, which is the tribulations, the adversities, and the afflictions that they endure and overcome, right? If you endure and overcome, you're going to be taken through the fire and you're going to be one of those people who God says, it is my people. And the way that you're going to do that, you're going to call in the Lord, man, in your afflictions. And it says, and he's going to hear you. Because a lot of people, man, when they start catching hell, he's not going to hear them because they rejected him. Let me get that real quick. They rejected him whenever he called, right? The same way that your boss can call you on the phone, right? Your boss can call you on the phone and you answer it and you do whatever your boss tells you, right? Well, the Lord, he's calling y'all, man. He's calling you. And every time you call it, man, you hit snooze, you hit ignore, you hit do not disturb. And the Lord's not leaving voicemail, man. He's going to keep calling you back, man. What are you going to do? You're going to answer the call or you're going to keep ignoring him? Because this is what he's going to do to those who ignore him. Let's get it. This is book of Psalm chapter 1. And I'm going to start at verse 24. It says, I'm going to start at 23. It says, turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you and will make and I will make known my words unto you. I'm going to read that again. It says, turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you. So if you turn to the Lord's reproof, meaning his correction, and his correction is his instructions, which is the laws. So the Lord said, if you turn to his reproof, he's going to pour out his spirit upon you. That's the Holy Spirit. And he's going to make his words known to you, meaning you're going to understand what the Bible's talking about. You're going to understand what this life is about, right? So on and so forth. But verse 24, it says, because I have called and you refused. You hit reject, man. You hit snooze, man. The Lord is trying to call you and telling you, hey, time is running out. You better get yourself together. Get your stuff together, man, because I'm sending my son back, right? It says, and you refused. I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded. But you have set at naught all my counsel and with none of my reproof. You didn't want God's laws, man. You didn't want to answer the call, right? Verse 26, I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. So he's going to laugh, man. He's going to laugh whenever all hell breaks loose and it consumes you and overtakes you because you didn't want to overcome the little trials and tribulations that you're going through now. So whenever all hell breaks loose and you're really going through it, you're not going to hear you, man. Verse 27, when your fear cometh as desolation and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. So you got to call. So like you got to seek the Lord now, man. You got to call upon the Lord right now, right? So you missed the call. Oh, pick it up and call him back, man. Through the Spirit, right? It says, they shall seek me early, but they shall not find me, for that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord, right? So again, man, when you start going through it, when you start catching hell, all type of tribulations and afflictions and adversity, understand that it's not strange, bro. That's why Peter said, do not think it's strange concerning the fiery trial that has come onto you, man. Roughly paraphrasing. He said a fiery trial. That is what's coming upon you so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, man. But y'all are seeking succor or vices and all of these other things, man. Yahweh Shai said, peace I leave with you, not of the world. Right? So the Lord's peace isn't coming by way of cigarettes, man. The Lord's peace isn't coming by way of getting high, smoking marijuana, hitting the bong or the pipe, man, the crack pipe, shooting your veins with damn heroin, man. That's not the peace that the Lord is bringing, man. That's not how you seek the Lord. That's not choosing the fear of the Lord, right? So whenever you're catching all hell, you can't lean upon your own understanding. That's Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5. You have to lean on the Lord. Didn't he say, come unto me, all ye that are heavy laden, right? He said, I will give you rest. He's pretty much said, look, you don't got to worry about nothing, man, except doing my commandments. And why is that? Why is the Lord said, look, I got it all. He put it on the cross, didn't he? He put it on the cross, didn't he? You got to believe that. You got to believe that. Your sole duty is this. This is another mighty classic, right? You already know what it is. Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 13. And it reads, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. Period, point blank. Your whole duty is to fear God and keep the commandments no matter what you're going through. No matter what situation you might be facing, whether you're happy, sad, depressed, anxious, it doesn't matter, man. Your whole duty is to fear God and keep the commandments through everything. That's how you get the victory. That's how you overcome. Because this everyday walk of life that we living on this side, it's a fight, man. It's a battle. It's a battle. Don't you know that Yahweh is a man of war? And that's actually what this shirt is, man. Shout out to Nathash, man. Mighty Ephraimite, right? Out there in LA, right? Yahweh is a man of war. Exodus 15 and 3. So it's no coincidence that this life is set up as a battle, man, a spiritual battle between good and evil. And you have to pick a side. You cannot play both sides. That's treason, right? That's treason. You have to serve the Lord. He's the king. And if you want to be a soldier in the army of the Lord, what kind of soldier doesn't abide by the instructions that the captain gave, that the general gave, that the king gave? Come on now. So let's get a couple more precepts and then I'll close it out. I don't want to make this too long. It's just, like I said, it's just an exhortation to always have that faith in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai that he's going to provide and take care of you no matter what. No matter what you're going through, man. Because I understand we're going to be catching hell every day. But it's about how you react. You have to stay in the spirit. You have to stay in the spirit. Yeah, come on. But let's get the book of Psalms, chapter 34, right? This is Psalm chapter 34, verse, I'm going to start at verse 18. Let's start at 17. Let's get the context, right? Psalm 34 and 17. It say, the righteous cry, and the Lord heareth, and delivereth them out of all their troubles. The Lord is nigh unto them that are of a broken heart, and saveth such as be of a contrite spirit. Right? So let's just look at the language here right now. He's talking about people that are crying, that are brokenhearted, that are going through it. Right? Going through it. As I know, many of you so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians are going through it, crying unto the Lord, right? Begging the Lord, please help me in whatever I'm going through, right? That's what you're supposed to do, because he says he's near unto those that are brokenhearted, right? That's a part of the gospel, that he's going to bind up the brokenhearted. That's the good news. That's that reward that I was talking about in the beginning of the video, right? That we have something to look forward to, all right? It says, the Lord is nigh unto them that are of a broken heart, and saveth such as be of a contrite spirit. Many are the afflictions of the righteous. He said, many are the afflictions of the righteous, man. Not a few. No, not every day is going to be easy breezy. Everything is so sweet. And no, He said, many are the afflictions of the righteous. We have to understand that the Lord sent his only begotten son to die, man, to die for you Israelites, man, so that you can have a second chance. Yahweh Shai, when he was on the earth, he was going through many afflictions. He was going through many persecutions and tribulations, man. He was catching hell. And guess what he did? He overcame. He endured. Right? He got the victory. Right? So we got to believe that. We got to believe that the Lord is going to deliver you out of all your afflictions just the same way that he delivered Christ. Because guess what? They thought they killed him. Salakia. They thought he was gone. But they were wrong. Right? He got the keys to hell, man. Right? He defeated death. He got the victory, man. And that same spirit is inside of us today. But you have to believe that. Right? Right? So, Khan. Yeah, we're going to get 2 more precepts, right? We're going to get 2 more precepts. Acts chapter 14, verse 22. Classics, right? We got it. This is the milk, man, the bread and the butter, right? Not nothing too deep. Just understanding that this is what this walk is about. It's about endurance. That's why Christ said, Matthew 24:13, he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. That's why in Revelation chapter 2, in verse 26 through 27, it says that he that shall overcome and keeping my works unto the end, will I give power over the nations. So it's all about enduring and overcoming. That's what this is about. It's about battling Satan and his minions, all these demons, which can take form of your spouse, your co-workers, your friends and family, right? It's about overcoming and defeating them through the spirit. Because this battle is not carnal, man. It's all spirit, right? Acts chapter 14 and verse 22. Confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must, through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of the Most High. So again, it said, confirming the souls of the disciples. This is how we know that we are disciples of Yahweh Shai, Hamashiach. Whenever we are going through much tribulation, that's how we know that we're disciples, meaning students of Christ. When we're going through much tribulation, because we are not better than the master. If the master caught hell, then how much more the servants, right? But it said, exhorting them to continue in the faith, man. Don't waver in this faith. Don't waver in this walk of life, in this truth. And all this truth is just knowing who you are and knowing your purpose now as an Israelite, man. It's just to fear God and keep his commandments. That's it. That's it. And understand that God has your back through everything, man. Through any and all things. Right? And it says that we must, through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of God. I said I was going to get one more, but this precept popped in my head. And I want to get it. Right? This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1, in verse... I'm going to start at verse 29. It reads, Then I said unto you, dread not, neither be afraid of them. Yahweh your God, which goeth before you, he shall fight for you. Right? So the Lord is going to fight for us, man. We don't got to do nothing except what he told us to do. And he's going to fight for us. This is the message that he gave to our forefathers who rebelled against him over and over again. He said, go up and fight against your enemies, and I'm going to give you that precious and good land. All right? And they didn't want to do it because they were scared. They were scared. They were moved with fear. And we can't have fear of man in this walk, man. We have to fear the Most High. And because they didn't want to do what the Lord said, he said, all right, bet. You can wander around this wilderness for 40 years. And then when he said that, then they're like, oh, man, like, we'd rather run up in there than to wander around this wilderness 40 more years. But guess what? The Lord said, don't go because I'm not with you, man. And they went anyways, and then they got destroyed. So we got to understand, we have to do what the Lord told us to do now and not later. Because later, he might not be with us, right? That door of grace, that window of grace, it might be closed. So that's why it says, seek the Lord while he may be found. That's Isaiah 55, verse 6 on down, right? But, yeah, one more precept, you can read on your own. Matter of fact, I'll just get it real quick. I'm not in a rush, right? Another classic. See, it's the milk that helps you grow. It's the milk that gives you understanding and strengthens your bones, right? But this is the book of Ephesians, chapter 6, right? Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 10. It says, finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord, in the power of his might. So we have to be strong in the Lord, man. We can't be weak, faint-hearted, scared. No, we can't worry because the Lord already said, and this is where that faith comes in. The Lord said, he got you. He said, you don't got nothing to worry about. He clothes the fields. He feeds the fowls of the air, right? How much better are you than grass and birds, right? Verse 11, it says, put on the whole armor of God, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. So again, this is a fight. Why would Paul be saying you got to put on the whole armor of God? You got to literally equip yourself to go to battle if it wasn't a fight, right? He said, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places, man. Hey, it's not just people that you encounter every day, even technology, man. It can cause you to go off. You can lose battles that way through social media, right? Through these various news outlets, through television, and all these different mechanisms that Esau uses to deceive and mislead our people. That's why you got to stay diligent, man. You got to stay vigilant as well, watching always, right? It says, wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand. Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with the truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace, Salakia. Above all, taking the shield of faith, where it said, above all, right? It says, above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked, man. So it's so important to have just that faith, man. Everything else is important as well. But he said, above all, you better have that faith, because if you have that faith, you're going to be able to defend all the attacks of the enemies, right? It said, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God. And that word, you have that shield with you. And you have the word, which is the sword. Man, you tearing these demons apart, man. They can't stand you. They hate coming near you. They are afraid of you. All right? Let's keep going. Praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, and watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints. So pray for yourself, pray for your family, for your brothers and your sisters, all right? And stay watching. Always watch, because our salvation is nearer than we believe, man. And the Lord is speeding things up. He's ramping things up. So you need not to be afraid. You need not to be worrying or stressing, right? Because all of this is temporal, man. Very temporal, right? And what we're chasing is eternal, man. So we need to be able to endure this light affliction for everlasting, right? Everlasting peace, man. Right? But with that, I say, call Allah, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Shalom.